Hi, Mike Whitney, Save the PFD. A couple people have asked me what we do with the money we make by selling signs. Well, we're not selling signs. We're accepting donations for signs. Suggested donation is to cover the cost. We need about $10. If you want a stick, you know, $15 for mailing, etc. We paid I think about $8.75 for double-sided 18 by 24 signs. And okay, so furthermore, the signs that we have were paid for by our donors, uh, which is a very small group. So yeah, everything has to be paid for. Myself and maybe one other person worked on the signs, dealt with the sign company, picked up the signs in Anchorage, et cetera, et cetera. We did all the work for logistics, mailing. I've done several mailings to Dillingham, Fairbanks, Bethel, Dillingham, or Fairbanks again, and then Soldotna. Uh, yeah, so the purpose of this video is to let you know if we had the money, uh, we could do all kinds of things: advertisements, radio, TV, more signs. Everything. Just it's a matter of cash. And like I said, these signs that we have now, I think we've covered our cost. It was a $420. That included one 4x4 sign that you can actually see in the background. Well, barely. Anyway, excuse me. So yeah, the handful of donors that donated between 25, we had several $25 donors, on up to about $200, I believe, since we started this recent fundraising effort with the signs and bumper stickers. So yeah, that's how we're able to. The people who can't afford to donate $20, which is I think the suggested donation, you get a sign, stick, and a couple bumper stickers. That way, the people who pay for stuff, right? That's how we get stuff. Because, like the sign company doesn't do it for free, and nobody does anything for free except myself and my wife and Bill Topol and Mike Alexander, who do a lot of the work. And yeah, we don't get paid jack. So some people are acting like I'm making money. I'm a businessman. And if I wanted to make money, I wouldn't be wasting my time. It would be a waste of time to, try and get people to donate. If I had to pay myself an income, that's laughable. Uh, yeah. No, it's burning up my time where I could be making money. Um, so just to answer the people who, act like I've got to. Again, of course, all our money's reported to APOC, the Alaska Public Offices Commission. We have to report every dollar, every expenditure. That's why we're called an independent expenditure group. Because we're involved in the political process, we're trying to get people elected. That's our goal. I think maybe that was the other question. Yeah, we are trying to get pro PFD legislators, verified candidates, and incumbents elected or reelected. Uh, that would be one of our biggest and main goals, along with educating people, keeping the issue in the minds of people, keeping the issue center, front and center in the public dialogue discussion here in the state of Alaska. That's a goal. But probably few things are more important than getting rid of and replacing very bad legislators, very dishonest. Some who have blatantly lied like Bill Walker did. We have him on video. We have Senator Kathy Giesel, from Anchorage on video. Very clearly, this is what I would call a lie. Most people call it deception when you hear what she said about the PFD. Anyway, right, so if we can raise money, we could go into certain districts And we have to be careful. We pick a district where our money, the money of our donors, is gonna bear fruit. We don't want to just. We have to, and we take a group consensus, or not maybe a consensus, but a lot of input from political actors, political activists, whether they're in our group or maybe consulting with us, before we begin to spend money, because it's easy. We would like to be in every district in Alaska spending 10 grand, but we only have a couple thousand in the bank at any given time, and we have an internet site, a website that costs a substantial amount of money, a graphic designer. Now we're trying to, as we get more volunteers, get away from having to pay for some of these things. The more we can get volunteers to do, the more we can reduce price. Like I said, I've been self-employed, a businessman for over 20 years. So that part of this whole thing, I'm looking at cutting costs, low overhead, and we do that with volunteers. It's donors who have done everything you see, and it's volunteers. The idea that there is such a thing as Save the PFD without these donors, there's no thing. Just because I'm temporarily the chairman, and hopefully we can train other people as we learn to take this thing over, because I have a lot of other stuff that are pressing here that eventually I'll have to step down. But yeah, as the election nears, if anybody would like to volunteer, now this video's gotten way too long. We need volunteers and donors. You'll be the one that made it happen. Anytime I donate over the past 10, 15 years to a cause, I knew that, it was myself and others like me, and, some people have donated a lot more money than I have, but that you're the reason it happens. When you hear the radio ad, you contributed. That radio ad's because of myself and people like me. You're the one doing it. People need to first take ownership of the permanent fund and the dividend, so that you feel that you've been robbed. If you don't feel robbed, it's because first of all, you don't believe you're an owner. Some people feel like it's some kind of a handout. If you change that thinking, you won't feel ashamed to hold up a sign that says, "I love my PFD." Of course I love it. It's mine. And it's my job to love it, and it's my job to defend it. It's not a free lunch. Here now, I've been doing my work, and I feel good about earning my permanent fund. That's how I feel we earn our permanent fund, is by being stewards of the fund, the permanent fund, and the dividend, right? If we don't do it, it's gone, and that's not a terrible thing. It just shows we didn't deserve it. We didn't do what was necessary to continue and protect a beautiful program. That's our negligence, our laziness, our apathy, and it won't be a problem. It'll be a fact. It'll just be, well, that's the end of that. It was a good thing, but of course, special interests want the money. We're not living in a fairy tale here in Alaska. They want the money in their pocket. It's as simple as that. Believe me, you begin to investigate, and you won't have to question anymore what's really going on. That's a lot of money, and they want it. And it's ours if we fight for it. If we don't, it's gone. So yeah, SaveThePFD.com. Join the team, make a donation. Of course, as the session begins in the House and Senate and the Alaska legislature, phone calls will probably start up, emails, and whatever you can do is important. We'd like to get people on street corners with signs. Take your social media to the street. I was in Anchorage on 36th and New Seward yesterday for about 45 minutes. It's an opportunity to interact with people and let people see that we're not giving up and that this is a very important issue. So SaveThePFD.com, Save PFD on Facebook, and message me, give us a call, whatever you want to do. Thanks a lot.